Go ahead, Brian. Right next.
Matt, just the turnovers and the poise
Yeah.
seemed to turn a couple minutes into the game. What did you see from the sideline?
Yeah, when it's that many turnovers, when your top three players have 15, like you always, excuse me, you're always going to look at it from your perspective. Like, and then I think I'd be remiss if I didn't like start it off by giving them the credit because I thought they were pretty good. Um, I thought Ace Baldwin did a really good job of trying to disrupt Braden and pushing him out and doing things. But we talked about. You have to understand that Mike. He worked for Shaka. We've played. We've played them. We played another one of Shaka's assistants. We've played Ole Miss. We've played NC State. We've played Alabama. So we've played some real people. So it's not like we've just been beating people at home that we should beat. But I thought they did a fantastic job. Like, give them all the credit in the world. I thought we did a poor job of handling it. And as the head coach, like, I didn't have them ready to play, even though we have played against this style multiple times here in the non-conference. But, you got to show up and play. You got to be able to take care of the basketball. If, like, you look at the numbers and it gets a little, pushed out a little bit because when the game gets ugly. But if you look at the shooting numbers, we just didn't have enough opportunities when you have 24 turnovers. I didn't think that they were in the first half. I didn't think they were great. I thought if they would have been great and really had it going, the game would have been over then. The game wasn't over then, but closely after that. But we had guys driving to their weekend when they shouldn't be doing it. We had guys catching the ball in the post and just be loose with the basketball and lose it, making cross-court passes, and we just have to have a better concentration and a better toughness about us.
Matt, you mentioned your top three players, and obviously it's not all on them, but it's noticeable this year when they're not there.
Yeah, it starts with them, right? Yeah, it's they play the most minutes. They've been the most productive. They've had really good careers, but you gotta be good in your next game. Like, no matter what's happened, we had a great win versus Alabama. We weren't very good against Marquette. We win that tournament with NC State and Ole Miss, which Ole Miss is real, and we don't respond very well after that. So, success will mess with you. Failure is something that a competitive person always responds to. But can you compete, concentrate after you've had some success here and not let that, weaken you? And, we had to do a better job as a staff. I had to do a better job of getting them ready. I don't know what I would have done. I'd have said the same things, but we obviously weren't ready. But once again, I think you have to give Penn State a lot of credit.
Matt, you mentioned concentration at the end of Brian's question. What leads to that? Is it not being ready, and how much of it is the kind of snowball effect of one mistake leading to two, and then the crowd getting behind it?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I think that's what, just like good plays can lead to other good plays, like bad plays are the same way, like contagious of just, more than anything, and I talked to our team about it just now, it's like, you got to work through your first 7, 8, 9, 10 games, but it just has to be about winning. And the sooner you can get over yourself, you're going to win more. And we have a lot of good dudes, man, really good dudes. They care about Purdue. They work hard. But if we were in the front line of a war just now, we'd all be dead. Our fight wasn't even close to Penn State's fight. It wasn't even close, remotely close. And so, like I said, they played good. They played great defensively, but they were just okay offensively. They've had way better games than this right here. They could have, look at their shooting percentage. It was good, but wasn't great. And, sometimes you go out there and it's not your day, but, man, you're not getting an offensive rebound on me. And that ball's loose, I'm going to get it. I'm going to fight somebody here. I'm going to get after. I don't mean physically doing it and knuckling up or anything like that. But, man, when that ball's loose, man, I'm getting it. And we just, we didn't have that tonight. We didn't have that fight to us. And that's what you have to win, man. Because, this should have been a grinded-out game for us if we could take care of the basketball, and obviously we couldn't, so there's the game.
Matt, was it the two turnovers for Trey where it seemed like he got fouled that kind of triggered the tech?
Yeah. The one was right there. But, it's interesting how you get technicals when your team plays like shit, right? That's the gist. The story of the game is Penn State, took it to us. You know, so like when you get in that thing and you don't think you have enough fight, like man, I'm gonna fight for some calls, and I'm trying to get our guys going.
You mentioned kind of the physicality, the toughness, and it seemed like there were also times though where maybe Fletcher forced some things and Trey forced something. So what's I guess the fine line between playing with that toughness and then also just not getting caught up in it?
Yeah, well, play to your strengths. Like TK's getting the ball in the post. That's his strength. Fletch is a good right-hand driver right there. And, he can get to his pull-up, he can get to the basket, but then he's got to be on 2 feet when you get stuck. They swarm you and you get in that beehive. Man, you've put yourself in that beehive. Like, be strong enough and smart enough to get the hell out of there and get that ball out of there. If you just keep going in there and you're going to lose it, it doesn't make any, that's insanity. Like, you have to pick and choose your battles, and you got to have better ball movement and better, just better decision-making overall.
Anything else?
Go ahead.
Last one over there.
Matt, with about 5 minutes left, it looked like you were talking to Freddie DeLeon a little bit, both smiling and laughing.
Yeah.
What was said there, and can you provide any insight?
Yeah, I cut him from USA Basketball. Lovely, right? So you'd be amazed. Like I go to the US. I've been with USA Basketball for 17 years. So we handle the 18 and the 19 and unders. And every time you go there, like you're cutting great players. Like if I gave you a list of guys through the years, I don't want to give them. I'll see them sometimes in Vegas or at different places, and I just want to run and hide because you got 23 great players there, and you got to get it to 12. And so he was one of the guys that we cut. So I asked him if that was the reason. They took you just taking it out on me, huh? With that, I'm gonna get a lot of losses if that's actually holds true. But no, it was all in fun. Happy for him. He's it's hard, man. It's hard in basketball. It's hard to find your place, and looks like he's got a niche here, and good for him. Good for him because sometimes like through recruiting and competition, sometimes you don't get that always. Like what I mean. Like now, like he's found a home here, and he's been successful. So I'm happy for him. Anybody else? We're good. Cool. Thank you.